Hey guys, welcome back to Mystifying Miracles. Glad you're here watching with me. And today we're going to talk about a man that had extreme anxiety. So I want you to stay tuned and we're going to dive into this one. It was 1962 when a doctor told a man named Adam Neal that he just needed a break, a rest, and a change of pace. Adam was 31 years old. He was a salesman. In fact, he was a manager working in sales. So his job was very demanding. So many high expectations were expected of Adam. And every month, every week, he had to meet quota upon quota upon quota. For you salesmen and saleswomen out there, you know what I'm talking about. I've never been that, but I have many in my life, family and friends that do work in sales. So I hear about how stressful it can be. So Adam, he just worked his little patootie off, and it just never seemed enough. He tried and he tried, but no matter how hard he tried, he'd hear things from his boss like, well, thanks for trying at least. Little things like that just jabbed at him like, ugh. So he'd try to be better and the next time and the next. And it just got so exhausting and so stressful, it put him into this just crazy state of mind, I guess you could say. He was now utterly exhausted, and it was way too much. It was a nervous breakdown, pretty much. Adam agreed with the doctor that day in 1962 that, yeah, I need rest. I need to just not be working for a minute. But that wasn't possible. He had a wife and 2 children that he had to support. So slowing down, that just wasn't an option. So what did Adam do? He worked harder and harder and harder. Eventually, it caused him so much fear and exhaustion, and it led him to not trust anyone, including his very own spouse. There came a point, Adam just got so overworked and so much anxiety was in his life that he got so weak and he just flat out couldn't work. That's when he was admitted for a nervous breakdown. He was taken to a hospital where he would be for the next 6 weeks. While Adam was there, Adam started talking to God, and he started asking God, Lord, can you heal me? And it was a slow-going process, but as the weeks progressed, God began to speak to Adam's heart. And he gave him a peace that couldn't come from anywhere else, a love that couldn't come from anywhere else. And slowly, his fears just started to melt away. He also started reading the Bible every day, and particularly the Psalms. The Psalms spoke to him, and it just filled his heart with joy. Adam was so committed to getting better, and he knew that I've got to learn to trust people again. Meanwhile, while he's doing that in the hospital trying to get better, his wife, Amy, is the one that had to be the caretaker for the family. So she had to go out and get a job and start providing to have a way to pay the bills. Adam says that when he left that hospital after 6 weeks, that he felt his life and his health had been restored. When he got out as well, the doctors told his family and his wife Amy that, okay, in these type of situations, patients usually have a relapse back. So we just want to tell you that so that you can, an expectation in case it happens, you're prepared and all that. But Adam wasn't worried because in his heart, he says he knew God had healed him of that anxiety. Eventually, he was no longer on medications and wasn't needing them. And it was about 1 week after he had been home from the hospital when he and his wife, Amy, took a trip. They went to California to attend a Christian counseling center just to work on them, the trust in their marriage and to build that up where it should be. And those sessions that they did at that Christian counseling center, Adam says it did restore them, and it did give them a renewed just a hope and also encouragement. And not long after they got back from that, Adam felt good enough to start applying for jobs. He did get a little antsy at some of the interviews he attended because there was always that question, have you ever been hospitalized for any mental issues? Well, he knew his answer had to be yes, because he didn't want to lie. But at the same time, that wasn't easy. He battled in his head with that because, he said he had to rise above that stigma of having a mental breakdown, of people looking negatively at that, when it should be looked at as, look how far I've come, how much the Lord has healed me. You know what I mean? Well, he did get a job. And the story said that after about 5 years of being at that job, he was successful. He even started winning awards for his sales accomplishments. And that went on for the following years. Adam says that the greatest miracle that God did was that God delivered him from all of his fears, not one, but all. And one verse that he loved was Psalm 34:4. His was definitely a miracle of healing. God took that anxiety and chunked it out the window. Adam has since been forever grateful, and he always remembers it over the years ever since that occurred. Sounds simple, but any of us, I know we've all been through anxiety at times, some worse than others, some longer than others. But I wanted to talk just a little about what we should do with that. If we're ever going through that, or we're being tempted by just being stressed out and anxious, whatever the case may be, how we should give it to God. And that can be a scary thing because we have to get rid of our control over it. But I'm telling you, I used to be on medications for anxiety as well. And I used to be just this anxious ball of, and sometimes it still creeps back up in my life. And I have to remember, I have to remember what to do. And nope, God, please take that. I don't want it. I don't want it back in my life, kind of a thing. And he does. He takes it and chunks it out the window. And it's fantastic. But you have to get to that point where you're like, okay, here it is, God. Take it. Please I don't want to be tempted with taking back control over it, because anytime I try to control it, nothing good comes of it. Like when God deals with my pain or God deals with my anxiety, that's where I want to give it. And a good tip, I heard this from someone else before, is to always think of why you put it in God's hands in the first place. Always think back to that, because then it kind of gives that little spark of a reminder like, oh yeah, yes, no, I want to keep it, Lord, keep it. I don't want that back. And it's good too to remember, God's ways are not our ways. We think in this physical world and from that perspective, because that's what we know. But that's not how God thinks, So we just have to try to remember that and just rest easy. Trust. Trust is a big thing, because you have to trust him that he's going to do it. He's going to take it away. He's going to handle it, whether that's anxiety or whatever the deal is. One thing that's kind of helped me, and maybe you guys too, is one particular verse. I hope I'm saying it right. Sometimes I get the numbers mixed up. Isaiah 54:17, I think is what it is. But no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So when I feel things creeping in, that anxiety, the worry, whether it's finances, whatever it is, I remember that verse. And for some reason, it gives me courage and it takes away the worry. It takes away that doubt, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that particular verse would be a good one for you guys, but I just wanted to share that because that's what helps me. One of the things anyways, even if you've never done it before, I promise you, just start talking to God like you talk to your friend or your mom or your dad or whoever. It can be simple, and just start baby steps. Just start talking to them. And you'll see what I mean. I promise you, you will. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful if you let God come in and transform your life. It's amazing. There's no words for it. It's just amazing. I hope this video was a blessing to you guys. I kind of babbled. There was no really rhyme or reason to it, but I hope it made sense, and I hope that that you got something from it. And if nothing else, I hope it put a smile on your face, or just made you think about all the wonderful miracles that occur every day in this life. I love you guys. I hope that you have many blessings and just a great week ahead of you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys for the next one.